And let me show you. Look at this chart here. Look at Target stock. Target stock is at 104.06. If you've been an investor in Target stock for the last 5 years, you've achieved the remarkable feat of losing 12.4% of your money. So in most companies, you look at Apple, you look at Microsoft or something like that, you would see an increase, right? Most of these companies, if you bought NVIDIA, Lord Jesus, you're probably rich now. Me and my wife, I think we made $100,000 off NVIDIA by accident. I didn't know NVIDIA was going to explode like that. We bought the stock for $8. Now it's like 150. Woohoo! You know, I get husband of the year for that one. But you look at Target. If you've been a long-term investor in Target, you've really gotten your butt kicked financially, and this was long before the boycott. You see, this stock sucked back in 2022, 2023, 2024, right? So even before the boycott, they were already making really, really bad decisions. And now, if you look at this year, if you want to look at the last 6 months, you can see this 25% decline this year. So this decline was greater than what you might typically have, you know, with Target. But if you go the last year, it's down 30%. You go down the last 5 years, it's down 12.5%. Now, long term, if you're a long term investor, I assume that you would have made money, right? Of course, because you go way back to the 90s or something. You could have bought this stock for $5 or $6 and you still made money. But you see here, the stock was at $246 in 2021, so that's when they hit a peak, and a lot of people bought at that peak, and now it's down to 104. So overall, this little gap right here, this little area here, since the peak in 2021, is where you see the really massive decline in Target stock. But just to really sort of show you why I'm a fan of long-term investing and what something you should really understand is, let's say you've been an investor in Target since the 90s. Most of y'all were around in the 90s and you just bought a few shares every year since then. You'd still be extremely rich. Even with a horrible, crappy company like this, you would have done really well, far better than people who didn't invest, right? So remember that timing the market, meaning picking the right stock at the right time, timing the market is not as important as time in the market. If you have time in the market, historically speaking, that's where the money gets made. Now, if you want to compare Target to other companies that did better the last 5 years, if you look at Amazon, you made about 40% on your money the last 5 years. That's okay. Yeah, you could do better. Let's look at Apple. The last 5 years, Apple would have gave you, they would have doubled your money, 122%. Let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft's here last 5 years. You would have doubled your money with Microsoft, about 133%. That's good. NVIDIA, you would be so rich that you probably wouldn't even wake up and come to class. You'd probably just be partying in Dubai or something. Because if you own Nvidia the last 5 years, you made 1,420%, which means that you took maybe a $10 investment or a $10 stock and you watched it grow into a $159 stock. And that's what I did. I bought Nvidia, and the reason I bought Nvidia was not because I knew Nvidia was going to blow up. I told you all this about stock market investing. All the research says you cannot predict the direction of an individual stock. So stop trying to do it. Just stop it. Stop doing it. It doesn't work. All the research says, I read thousands of papers on this. It's been concluded. You can't do that. People are going to lie to you, but they don't have a doctorate in finance. I do. I'm telling you, stop doing that.